like I said, Thackeray cousins have reunited after 20 years. Uddhav Thackeray has said that Mumbai will stay with us come what may. He's also said we will protect the Marathi pride. Raj Thackeray also announcing the alliance there. I believe Priyanka Chaturvedi is with Saurav at this point. Let's just listen into that conversation.
You know, a lot has been said about the issues they're coming together on, and you know, whether that this is a battle for political existence, that is it a battle for the political existence or the political legacy of the Thackerays, and is it an existential battle for the two Senas?
Let me tell you something. In politics, there's nothing about battle of existence. You've seen laws of two MPs in the Bharatiya Janata Party years ago, and they've risen to where they've risen. So there's nothing about political existence. People change their minds. People vote for who they believe would best suit them. What they really need to fight is the voter existence. The right of the voter to be able to choose who he votes for, and to the ballots to show that is what we are fighting for. The existence of voters' rights is what we are committed to fight for, and that is what is of prime importance. Our existence, highs and lows keep happening in every political party. That does not mean that we will lose that at the altar of seeking power.
Ma'am, just one more question. That is, when you have, look at the performance of both the Senas. You know, there has been a dip in the number of seats, and that is gradual, and that's also attributed largely to the demography of Mumbai, the Marathi Manus moving out to the outskirts. How do you see that trend playing out? Because obviously this is a very Marathi Manus-led campaign, and where the opposite side, the BJP, will say, look, North Indians don't have a space here.
That's absolutely ridiculous to say, because my parents come from Uttar Pradesh. This is the
Pradeep
party
Bhandari, who is speaking live, and of course that's the first BJP reaction coming in on the Thackeray brothers reuniting.
ये दर्शाता है कि जिस तरीके से मुंबई में एक विकास की लहर आगे बढ़ रही है, इसी कारण ये दोनों परिवारवादी अपनी जमानत बचाने के लिए साथ में आए हैं। पर मुंबई की जनता और महाराष्ट्र की जनता विकास के साथ में है, एनडीए के साथ में है, भारतीय जनता पार्टी के साथ में है, और वो विकास को चुनेगी। दोस्तों, एक तरफ जहां मुंबई में दो परिवारवादी अपनी जमानत बचाने के लिए साथ में आ रहे हैं, जानते हैं कि विकास के साथ में मुंबई है, एनडीए के साथ में मुंबई है, वहीं दूसरी तरफ पूरा देश इस बात पे आक्रोशित है कि जब पश्चिम बंगाल की सड़कों पर हमारे एक हिंदू भाई, जिसकी बांग्लादेश के अंदर कट्टरपंथियों ने निर्मम हत्या करी, उस हिंदू भाई के पक्ष में आप सभी ने देखा, भले दिल्ली हो गया, भले मुंबई हो गया, या देश के अलग अलग कोनों के अंदर हिंदू।
All right, we're going to go back to our top focus, which is the Thackeray brothers. BJP, of course, taking a dig at the Thackeray brothers alliance there. But that remains our top political story of the day, where you've had Raj Thackeray coming out and saying it is important for us to reunite and we will fulfill dreams of every Marathi Manus. Also, interestingly, he went on to take a quote from the handbook of the UP Chief Minister, Yogi Adityanath, who had once and many times after said, "Batenge to katenge," and that's what even Raj Thackeray echoed there on that dais, from that dais. But that's a big story here on NDTV 24/7. You have Raj Thackeray and Uddhav Thackeray joining hands for the Mumbai civic polls. They've said we've already announced the arrangements for the polls in Mumbai, and we will very soon even go for these public rallies where we will talk more about the alliance and what the future holds for this alliance. All eyes on the Congress, of course, that has decided to break away from the Shiv Sena UBT at this point. They're not happy with this alliance, is what we're being told. But these two men on your screens will be fighting the civic poll elections in Mumbai together. The decision has been made in public by Uddhav Thackeray and Raj Thackeray announcing that alliance. We have with us, our guest at this point, Mayur Parekh, political commentator. Mayur, this is a photo op moment, like I've been saying, that will go down in the history for the state of Maharashtra. But this is, you would say, more about political survival, because these two brothers could have come together even maybe 2 years back or 3 years back, but they didn't. They've chosen this moment to come together. Why, according to you?
Well, you have rightly said, it's a matter of survival. Look at the results of Vidhan Sabha. The UBT Sena and Congress party has suffered a huge loss. UBT won around 20 odd seats in whole of the Maharashtra, out of which around 50% seats come from Mumbai. If they lose Mumbai, they will be probably losing the main battleground on which their political existence stand or comes from. The point is that UBT, Sena and MNS have come together today. They formally announced an alliance, but they took around 6 months to finalize that they will be coming together for an upcoming elections. The seat sharing, there are around 40 seats, which is into Marathi core area and which are the open seats, not reserved one seats, and how they will be sharing these seats among two parties, as well as what about the symbol. I mean, UBT will be contesting on the symbol of fire torch, but what about MNS, on which symbol they will be contesting elections? So there are many questions from here now on. But as of now, for the political survival of both the parties, the alliance was much needed. The Raj Thackeray's MNS party once upon a time used to get around 7% vote, then 6% vote, then 3% vote, and then 1% vote, and it even didn't contested the Lok Sabha elections. So
Mayur, if I may just jump in with my other
party
question to you, it's about the Marathi Manus, because you've heard both the brothers talk about that today at the press conference. So clearly, this is a political messaging also going out by the Thackerays at this point, that we're going to do all it takes to consolidate that vote.
Well, consolidation of Marathi votes will definitely help them. But up to what extent, it's a big question. When you talk about the voting pattern or the voting percentage caste-wise in Mumbai, Marathi Manus vote percentage is around 40 to 42%, maybe 43% odd somewhere. But the Gujaratis are around 16%, Muslims are 19%, Uttar Bharatiya voters are 18%, Christians and other voters are around 9 to 10%. So this, the cosmopolitan state of, or the cosmopolitan situation of Mumbai city, this may give you a Marathi Manus agenda, may give you victory into several parts like a Shivdi, Lalbagh, Parel, Mahim, Worli. But definitely this agenda will also take away many seats which are situated in North Mumbai, in Eastern Mumbai, maybe in South Mumbai. You may win Baikhala, but you will lose Kolaba. So there are many things. The Congress party is certainly now, the Chainithala state Prabhari has already said that there will be no alliance with Congress party, with any parties in upcoming BMC elections. The point which comes here is that the Congress party will claim their vote share of minorities as well as Dalit. So the whole of Dharavi, the Mumbra and the other area, Mumba Devi area. So many areas, Congress will try to win those seats, and UBT, where they won in Lok Sabha seats and Congress party helped them to win in the seats in Vidhan Sabha, there will be a very much a different kind of a ball game in these seats. And really it is going to be very interesting that from where they will get the magic figure for making their mayors in Mumbai.
A word on the Congress as well. Is this a realization by Uddhav Thackeray that it's really not working out in that alliance with the Congress? You've just mentioned the results of the local polls as well that were recently concluded. But is this a realization by Uddhav Thackeray that, of course, the consolidation will be stronger with Raj Thackeray? And where does this leave the Congress in the state of Maharashtra at this point?
a Congress party, the graph of Congress party is also coming down gradually, election after election. They were on the 72 seats in BMC, then they fell down up to around 56, then 36, then 32. So they are gradually coming down. They wanted an alliance with UBT to win seats in whole of the Maharashtra, but this worked in Lok Sabha, didn't work in Vidhan Sabha, and that was, I think, the point where the Congress started thinking that whether they should continue with the Congress, with the UBT or not. The another big question is, once they do alliance with the UBT in Mumbai, their seats,
sorry, I have to interrupt you there. There is some breaking news coming in. We're getting source-based information on the possible seat-sharing formula between the Thackeray brothers and the factions. And what we're getting to know at this point is that ahead of the BMC elections, the seat-sharing arrangement could be as follows. Shiv Sena UBT, about 145 to 150 seats. MNS, 65 to 70 seats. Nationalist Congress Party, the Sharad Pawar faction, 10 to 12 seats is what we're being told. And to break that down further for us is Saurabh. Saurabh, we're just sharing with our viewers what the seat share arrangement could be. If you could just elaborate on that for us. Saurabh, can you hear me? Go ahead, Saurabh. We're talking about the seat sharing arrangement and the possible seat sharing formula. We're being told that Uddhav Thackeray, UBT Shiv Sena could get 145 to 150 seats, leading that alliance ahead of the BMC polls.
Absolutely, this is largely also proportionate based on the number of seats the parties held, and also taking into consideration the strongholds of each party. Now, yes, they are both Senas and their strongholds are in similar places, but obviously what we also know is that this will also require some deft negotiations which have already taken place, is what we've been given to understand. But that figure is of course something that many would be looking at in terms of who gets to fight in which seats. In fact, this is going to be important from that perspective as well. In fact, I'll just try and get in a spokesperson of the Shiv Sena UBT as well on this issue to try and tell us on the seats sharing what kind of numbers they're looking at. And this is something that obviously we will try and figure out given the context, given how these negotiations have taken place. They are quite sure that this division of seats is something that's a done deal. The figures are done deal. Who contests where is a done deal, at least as far as Mumbai is concerned. The negotiations may be ongoing for other municipal corporations, but for Mumbai, yes, that figure that we're quoting is now what seems to be the figure that these parties will contest on. And that's a key element of this announcement, because a lot of people believe that, Raj Thackeray, the MNS chief, wanted an announcement of the alliance only after the seat sharing was finalized. While some others said that, it could have been done earlier, they said that they would wait for negotiations to take place and the seat sharing deal to be finalized before they announced that alliance. So that's something that we've heard, and that's something that we've sort of understood from the conversations that that have taken place over the last few days behind the scenes. Seat sharing negotiations are of course a tough job. Every party wants to fight from seats they're comfortable with, and they're comfortable that they will win. So that is one element that these what we've given to understand is that there were seats in areas like Dadar, in Parel, in Chinchpokli, which are Sena strongholds, and where Sena, of course, has a base.
Yes.
So these are areas, Dadar, Parel, all of these areas, and many of these areas, there's been a lot of shift in terms of people have gone to the Shiv Sena led by Eknath Shinde.
Yes.
So all of those factors also have played a role in the negotiations to arrive at these numbers.
All right, so let's talk about those factors. What are the factors for bringing the Thackeray brothers together at this point? Why are the Thackeray brothers coming together now? Well, of course, the first and foremost reason, and we're just going to put that graphic up for you, would be the mutual political weakness. Now, Uddhav Thackeray has been weakened after the Eknath Shinde rebellion. and that faction moving away from the original party. Also, the Shiv Sena split. The electoral base has been fractured because of that, and that's what they are attempting to consolidate at this point. Also important to note that Raj Thackeray's MNS has been marginalized in recent elections. So the cousins feel if they come together, of course, there will be more of an impact electorally than them fighting the elections separately. Also, let's just take you through some of the other points at this point. BJP as a common factor. Uddhav Thackeray needs the Marathi consolidation against the BJP, and that's why you heard them speak about the Marathi Manus repeatedly during that press conference. Also, Raj Thackeray's standalone politics failing to deliver power, and we've seen this over the last 10 years at least, that it has failed to deliver as a standalone party. Anti-BJP space shrinking without unity. This has been a problem even with the MVA. We are seeing it happen. We've seen the local poll results, which also indicates that this coming together, the alliance is really not working for Uddhav Thackeray. Raj Thackeray signals readiness to bury old grudges, which obviously has been made amply clear with the address that he delivered today, talking about how the brothers are coming together. Public openness during Mahesh Manjrekar podcast has changed the mindset. That was an indication, viewers, earlier this year during a podcast that was hosted by Mahesh Manjrekar, that he was open, Raj Thackeray, to going ahead with this alliance with his cousin. Uddhav had also agreed, and obviously Raj stays away from BJP is the most important and crucial condition that has been set by Uddhav Thackeray. Past rivalries are no longer required because they politically cannot afford it, of course, is another reason why you're seeing them come together. The vote split, viewers, is hurting both the parties. They've seen it in the past, how this vote split has hurt both Raj Thackeray as well as Uddhav Thackeray. Unity is seen as the only last viable option for the two brothers, the cousins, to come together at this point. Net result is what you've been seeing on your screens. In the last 1.5 hours, we've been bringing to you continuous coverage on the Thackeray brothers, how they've come together, how they've announced that alliance, and of course, BJP taking a jibe at them. And we will get you more reactions on this story, which is our top political focus.